folks, and welcome to episode 23 of the Roma Revolution. I'm Ben, and coming up on today's episode, we have our biggest Champions League group game yet against Liverpool, and that will be followed by the Derby della Capitale against Lazio, a bumper episode and one where we need to get a couple of results. And the reason for that is because since you were last with me, form has been good in Serie A. We've had 3 wins over Verona, Udinese and Lech. All really good wins, 2-0, 3-1 and 3-0 rather. But there was a blip in amongst that, a 1-0 away loss to Galatasaray in the Champions League. And that means we're not second in the group going into this Liverpool game today. We are third by Leverkusen, not yet picking up any points in the group. And we're also fourth in Serie A. 15 points from our first 8 games. The form has picked up since you last saw me, so we're in a solid position. But Lazio above us already 4 points ahead, so a win against them today is vital. But Champions League action first. Liverpool, a massive team with a great history in the competition, so it's going to be a tough nut to crack. But can we do it? The team we're going to try to do it with is Paul Lopez in goal. A back four of Spinazzola, Mancini, Todibo and Florenzi. Tonali plays in behind Cristante, Diawara and Riccardi in midfield, with Almada playing in behind Esposito up front on his own. A slight change in system. Wingers, as we've seen on the series already, not quite doing the business for us. So we're going to pack out that midfield where we're best. Spinazzola in the left today for Miranda, who's picked up an injury. And Pellegrini just struggling for some match fitness. So Riccardi takes his place in the centre of midfield. We're going positive. We're going to try and have a go at Liverpool, see if we can unsettle them and see if we can just grab an away win, and a win that would be really important in the group so that teams like Galatasaray don't get away from us too fast, and that uphill challenge is not one that we've got to face in the second half of the group stage. We're going to challenge the team to go out and pick up where we left off last time. Form has been good in the league, so fingers crossed we can transfer that here. The assistants off to the tunnel, and here we go. A really early highlight in the game for Liverpool. Dybala on the ball. Cristante does well to cut out, and Almada spends Esposito on his way, and it's a great save by Alisson. I think it still is in the Liverpool goal. Esposito one-on-one, a chance to put us 1-0 up early. He couldn't quite take it. He's got another chance, but it heads over the bar. A bright start for Roma. Alisson making a good save from Esposito. But if we can keep going like that, then we have got a really good chance to go one further. Bayer Leverkusen rather did beat Liverpool, so the group is all open at the moment. Everyone on 3 points going into this game, so a massive game coming up. Almada's in as well. Almada shoots. Becker again with the save in the goal. We've had the better of the early stages, but we've not quite taken advantage. Florenzi with the ball in, it's not beaten the first man. And Firmino is able to hoof clear. Bayer Leverkusen and Galatasaray, it would seem, are later on in the day. We are playing, I think, an early game. And as things stand, Liverpool and ourselves would be on 4 points before Leverkusen and Galatasaray take on each other later on today. So a draw there, and it would be a really tight and interesting group. But the first proper attack I feel we're seeing from Liverpool. Salah cutting inside to Milinkovic-Savic, who's tackled really well by Spinazzola in on that left-hand side. Lopez with the ball out. Florenzi beaten to it by Carrasco, but Riccardi cleans up at the back well again. Carrasco with the ball in. Dybala, Salah, and their first chance of the game has been taken by Mohamed Salah. It's Liverpool 1, Roma 0. We did really well initially to tidy up. Carrasco tackled well by Riccardi, but he's first back to it, who finds Salah at the back post, and it's easily slotted past Paul Lopez in the goal. We're going to demand some more. We've been good in these early stages. We've not quite taken our chances, and is that going to come back to bite us in this group? As I say, it is a really tight group, and we go into the break dominating the possession, but we've not converted that into any goals. We're going to ask for something else in the second half. We need to go out and grab at least 1 goal, if not 2. All of the midfield struggling a little bit. We're really missing Pellegrini in there. Can we come out and do it? We're going to go attacking just to give a little bit more impetus to our game. As it stands, we would be third behind Galatasaray in the group. And obviously Bayer Leverkusen to play them later. So we could be falling behind our rivals. But with 20 minutes to go, we've seen nothing of us in the second half. Diawara's going to come off. Vertu can come on for him. And they will switch over like so. We're going to also bring off Florenzi, who's having a bit of a struggle for fitness on this right-hand side. The Barcelona man, Musa Wagu, can come on there. And can we get something from the game? We're going to ask for a bit more creativity with 15 minutes to go. It seems like we've been shut out this second half by a really good Liverpool team. And it looks like we're coming here and we're not quite going to be able to grab anything. One last change. Victor Fischer on for Esposito up front. We're going to see what we can do. We're going to go very attacking for 5 minutes. Can we pick up a crucial goal in the Champions League? As time ticks by, it seems not. But there is one final highlight. Keita to Milinkovic-Savic. It seems like it's going to be Liverpool. Salah cutting inside. Oh, Wagu's picked it up nicely, but he's got no one ahead of him to find. And it's just hoofed back to Gomez with a bit of complacency. Salah finds Origi, does he? He does, but Todibo does well to clear up. Gomez beats Fischer to it, but Riccardi's first to it in the midfield. Wagu, a better ball this time to Spinazzola, who's going to take on Trent. He finds Vertu. It's fallen to Alessio Riccardi, and it's saved again by Becker. Oh, the chance was begging. Riccardi one-on-one with Alisson. It's a corner. Vertu in. It's not beating Gomez again. Todibo. Vertu, the chance to cross again. Fischer's beaten to it. It's fallen to Salah on the edge of the area. Back to Alisson. Back to Gomez. And that was the highlight. The massive chance at the end of the game. We had a couple of clear-cut. Esposito early on. Riccardi at the end. But it does finish Liverpool 1. Roma 0, and I think it might well be a bit of a struggle for us to get out of this Champions League group. We've won one of the first 3 games, lost 2, a disappointing loss to Galatasaray, potentially one that was expected against Liverpool, but there are big games to come. Hopefully we can turn it round. I'll see you in a second for the Derby della Capitale. Can we keep our Serie A run going? Alright then folks, welcome back. It's time for the Derby della Capitale against Lazio. A big game, Lazio in second. Before the game week started, we were sat in third. That is because in between this one and the Liverpool game, we played Parma, beating them 4-3. Sebastiano Esposito with all 4 goals. 3-0 up after 21 minutes. We tried to throw it away after we were 4-1 up after 43. Kurtic and Calamo are getting second half goals to make it a bit nervous, but we saw it through and a really important win to take into today's game against Lazio. The team we're looking to beat them with is this one. Paul Lopez in goal, Florenzi, Todibo, Mancini and Miranda at the back. He has got a slight knock, but in an important game like today he's going to play. Tonali, Vertu, Cristante and Pellegrini in midfield, with Almada in behind goal machine Esposito up front. We're going to go at them. We're going to see if we can get one over on the boys next door. Fingers crossed we can. We can't go above them today, but we can take ourselves to within a point of them with a win. We're going to ask the boys to carry on from where they picked off last time. We've got faith in them as always. The assistant's going to go to the tunnel, and here we go. The Derby della Capitale, a big game in all Roma and Lazio fans' calendars. Can we get one over on them? As you can see, a win today would be massive. A loss would take us further behind them and Milan at the top of the league. So we really do need to be winning this one. An early chance for them there. Alberto heading over the bar from the free kick. But it's been a fairly even first 20 minutes or so. Let's ask for a bit of creativity. Let's see if we can get ourselves fully into this game. A win, as you can see, would take us a couple of points ahead of Napoli down in 4th. That would be a really good little buffer to have in the Champions League spaces. But obviously the only way we are looking at the moment is up. It's been a fairly uneventful first half so far. We've not really had much of the ball, but we've also not seen much of Lazio with it either. And as time ticks through, it's a tense first half in the derby. It's Roma 0, Lazio 0. We're going to get assertive. We're going to ask them for something different in the second half. And fingers crossed we can come out and get that goal that may just nab us the game. Looking here, a few boys not quite living up to the occasion. Pellegrini struggling in the midfield. Almada in behind the striker as well. But everyone else is having a fairly average game. And again, as we've got half an hour to go, a bit of creativity and potentially time for a couple of changes. Pellegrini's going to be the man to come off. Nicolo Zaniolo can come on for him. That will be the only change we'll make for now, but we'll see if that can have an effect for the next 10 minutes, and if not, then we'll probably be looking to bring off Cristante, Almada or Esposito, or a couple of them at least. But we've seen one highlight from the game, that early free kick, and after that we've not seen much at all. We're going to bring Gonalons on into the midfield. He'll play more as a ball-winning midfielder as opposed to a box-to-box midfielder. He can do that in a supporting role. We'll leave it for now and maybe make one final change towards the end. We're going to demand a little bit more for the final 15 minutes. Can we nab the goal that would win us the game at this point, you would have thought? No one really standing out and performing in the game. And as time ticks by with 5 minutes left to go, we're going to make one final change. Almada not having the best of games, so he's going to come off. And Victor Fischer can come on to play in behind Esposito up front. We'll go more for a 4-4-2 with a defensive midfielder. Can we see a goal in this one? A bit of creativity to finish. It's been a fairly quiet game, and as it approaches the final 3 minutes, there is a highlight, is there? Florenzi to Zaniolo. Are we going to nab it late? Florenzi on the right. He's kept the ball. He has. Zaniolo with the ball across. Esposito, it falls to Gonalons, who missed the bar! Oh, the chance to win it right at the end. It looks the gilt-edged chance for Maxime Gonalons. And he's hit the bar in our only highlight of the game. And it finishes Roma 0, Lazio 0. A draw we probably would have taken before the start of the game. We've not lost any ground on Lazio above us, but we haven't gained any at the same time. And spoils are shared in the derby. We're going to get aggressive with them. A game at home that we seem to not quite turn up for. But Gonalons with a massive chance at the end of the game to win it. Couldn't quite take it. And that leaves us third. But we're already 4 points behind Lazio. 6 behind AC Milan, who have a game in hand on us. So there might be a little bit of a mountain to climb if we're going to be really serious title contenders this year. But looking ahead to our next episode then, we'll play all the way through November. We'll be back for the final Champions League group game against Galatasaray, and that will be combined with the game against Bologna. It could be a massive clash in the Champions League by then, depending on how results have gone in between. It might be a must-win game. However, I hope you have enjoyed today's episode, and if you have, please leave a like down below for me. Of course, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, please do hit that subscribe button. We're obviously aiming to get to 100 by August. Fingers crossed we can get there. And thank you all for coming along and continuing to support the channel.